my friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany, and today I have for you my 2024 fall decorating marathon. This is a compilation of videos over the past year from either last year or maybe even the year before, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure yet, but just some early fall motivation and inspiration for you if you are putting together your shopping list or getting an idea of how you want to decorate for the fall this year. I hope this brings you some inspiration. I am not ready to decorate yet. Today is officially August 2nd when I am filming this intro. We've got a blanket fort here in my living room, and it is 91 degrees out. We had a super crazy storm for like 15 minutes. It was just nutso. But it is definitely not fall yet, but it is around the corner. So if you are someone who is looking for some early inspiration, hopefully this will give you some of that. And make sure you're subscribed for all of my 2024 fall decorating videos coming up right around the corner. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Let's go ahead and get started. Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany, and in today's video we are finally starting to decorate for fall. I have been waiting so long for this, it feels like, and I am so excited to finally execute some of the plans that I was putting together over the end of summer. So if you are here for some fall decorating, grab yourself a cozy drink, snuggle up, and let's get started. Today we're going to be focusing on my kitchen, dining room, and my coffee bar area. I feel like these are the spaces to start because it's where we spend majority of our time, and I feel like it's really going to set the tone for my home. So I had Danny bring up my fall totes that I keep down in the basement. These are clear totes that I pick up from Walmart. I actually have a video talking about how I store home decor down in my basement, but using the clear bins is just the easiest way because then you can see what's inside. It's easy to know what you're looking for. And so I just kind of went through and picked out items that I thought would be good for the kitchen, and I'm just laying them out here on my island so that I can see them as I go about decorating. It's my kitty cat Luna. She is always my little buddy when it comes to filming, so you'll probably see her walking around in the background as I am moving throughout the house. So I will say that initially when I first started thinking about my plan for fall, I thought that I would do a ton of orange. And as I was putting things out, I was realizing that at this point, this early in the season, I was really loving more of the whites and creams and wood tones, just a little bit more of a muted fall. And I really, really liked it. So here's what I'm working with. These are all the items that I pulled out of the bins so far. We still have plenty of the rest of the house to decorate, so don't you worry. But these are the items that I've picked up, and I'll try to tell you where things are from as I go. Most things I picked up last year, but there are a couple of new items, so I'll fill you in on those. We're going to get started here on my pantry door, and I am replacing the lamb's ear wreath that I got at Hobby Lobby with this other Hobby Lobby wreath. It is a eucalyptus wreath. And then we're going to move right into my kitchen hutch area. I have mentioned plenty of times that this is one of my favorite places to decorate, and I have to be honest with you that I really love the way that it looks right now, and so it's hard for me to replace it. So I'm just going to do a couple of minor touches, starting off with this little pumpkin in the cloche. I did have a barn salt and pepper shaker in there before. I've just got a little plastic white pumpkin, and I think it's very sweet. Up here on the top, I'm going to take down this faux oil painting, and I'm going to start off by putting up this fall sign. Spoiler alert, it does not end up staying. I just felt like it was too much for the space. When I first put it in there, I really liked it, and then as I went about decorating the rest of the house, I did end up taking it down, so you'll see an update of that towards the end of the video. But I did pick up those little block letters at Target, I think last year in the dollar section, maybe the year before. But while I was doing that, I realized it needed some kind of color behind there. So I'm going to take it down, and then I'm going to put a little glass vase that I picked up at Michael's last year that also has some cute little cosmos in it. I believe also from Michael's from last year, but they always have those. I know they have a ton of them right now, and those are very popular flower for the fall season. So I just put those in the back, and I thought they looked really sweet. One of the things that I was really trying to stay away from this year were yellows. I feel like I don't love the tint of the yellow in my house. It just brings out the yellow of my cabinets and just makes everything just kind of look like it's got too much of a yellow tint. So I tried to steer clear of the yellow flowers and things that I had. I'm also taking down that little watering can. It's been up there since the spring, and I'm just putting this pothos plant into a white vase, this pretty ceramic vase, and I'm putting it back up here on the top. I've got these antique pieces that I have gathered since I've lived here in New England, the little pepper grinder, and I think the other one's like a bread mallet or a dough mallet, something like that. Moving down to the bottom section here, I'm going to go ahead and take down that Hobby Lobby sign that I had, and I'm going to replace it with this other Hobby Lobby sign, this little wooden pumpkin, and that's going to close out the hutch area. I'm also going to replace these little wooden eggs with this white pumpkin from Target. And last year, my mom and I made these little fake pies that we followed from Mother Time here on YouTube, and so I'm just putting that here in this big cloche. I will say that it is rather small for this, but I think it looks pretty sweet for now. I'll take it out when I put actual things in there, but I think it looks really sweet for this season. I'm also going to go ahead and replace my cookbook with another cookbook that just has a little bit warmer colors since I'm not going to be doing as much blues. And then I'm placing these wooden picks from the Dollar Tree last year here in this crock with the hydrangea. Moving into the coffee bar area, I'm going to start by hanging some garland across the top here. I have little clear command hooks that I put up, I think the very first year we were here for Christmas, and it's just the perfect spot to hang garlands. So I'm starting with these sweet little felt, they're not felt, they're like yarn maybe, little white pumpkins that I picked up at Hobby Lobby last year. I have 2 of these strands. I love them. I think they're so sweet. I believe they're from Hobby Lobby. And I do believe that I saw them there this year as well. I did also show you recently these sweet little faux dried oranges that I picked up from Decor Steals. If you are not getting their emails, I would highly recommend it. They have really cute items and they change them out all the time. So I recently picked those up and I think they look really, really sweet up here, and they'll look great all throughout the fall season and through Thanksgiving. just going to go ahead and replace some of the decor pieces here on the shelves as well. Some of these things here I got at Hobby Lobby. I think all of those items I did. And then this sweet little sign that I'm going to put on the other side is from Michael's. I picked it up last year. However, I did see that they had it this year as well. Over this summer, I got this really beautiful spongeware pasta bowl, and I love it. I love that it lives here on my coffee bar, and it typically holds some fruit. Right now it has these faux lemons, and I'm going to replace it with pumpkins. I picked up these white plastic pumpkins from Hobby Lobby. I actually bought some of these last year and grabbed another bag of them this year, and I just think they're really pretty. And then I also grabbed one with some color, and I grabbed 2 of the orange ones just to plop in here for a little bit of color and festivity. And I think this looks really sweet. I love taking a look at it when I make my coffee in the morning. Moving over to my dining room table, I'm finally going to be decorating with the dough bowl. I have talked about this inspiration now twice in previous videos for fall planning, and I'm excited to finally put it in action. So I am grabbing my plaid runner here. This is from Walmart. I just picked this up probably in late August, and it's perfect. I did just recently wash it because it had gotten dirty. That's why the other one was there. And I just recently used my dough bowl for supper club when I had my friends over for dinner. So I'm taking out these faux magnolia flowers that I got at Walmart, and I'm going to replace them with faux pumpkins, and I'm sticking with neutral colors just to keep it really pretty. So I'm starting with these burlap ones that I think I got at Hobby Lobby last year, I think. And then I also have these little green ones that I picked up in a bundle at Hobby Lobby this year. And I'm also going to be using white ones that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. And I'm just trying to arrange them so that they look like they're a bushel, but they're not, you know, like symmetrical. I'm trying to just kind of spread them out and make them look really pretty. And I love how this turned out. I think it's so perfect. It's exactly what I thought it was going to look like, and I love it. Finally, just to add in a little bit of color, I'm grabbing these little tiny puffy pumpkins from the Dollar Tree last year. I can pretty much guarantee they have them again this year, and I just think that they are perfect. I think they add just the right amount of orange to finish off this arrangement. Going to bring in a couple of final touches here to the kitchen. I love how this turned out. I did also decide to change out the wreath on my pantry door just because I felt like it was a little bit abrupt. It was the only bright orange piece in the kitchen, and I felt like this one here with the pumpkins just suited it a little bit better. So I love how this looks, and I think it really does pull it all together. And that, my friends, is going to bring us to the end of this very first fall decorate it with me video. I will say it is pretty early in the season. Most of the leaves outside are still bright green. It is so very hot right now. Today it was almost 90. So I definitely look forward to adding more fall touches as the season continues and progresses. We're definitely going to move into Halloween for October, and when that's done, we will make fall explode in this house for Thanksgiving. So make sure you're subscribed and come back for more. I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, my friends. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another fall decorate with me. I am so excited to have you joining me today. This is part 2 of my great room decorating, and I am so excited to have you here with me. Let's go ahead and get started. Today, our focus is going to be on my family room, and I'm getting started with this crock here. Now, originally, I had thought that I would use this crock on my dining room table. However, I moved it over here during my supper club, and I really am loving it here. I like having the dough bowl on the table for a change. So we're going to leave this set up here on my sofa table, and I am really loving it. I'm starting off with this faux seeded eucalyptus that I recently purchased from Amazon. I showed this in my fall decor haul, and I have to tell you, I am obsessed. I mentioned it in that video. I actually went back and ordered more before I even talked about it because I was afraid it would be gone. So I love this. I love kind of how floppy it is. It just spills out of whatever you're putting it in. I have it in the dough bowl on my table as well, but I am living for this seeded eucalyptus. So I'm going to have this in the description box down below if you like it too, so you can snag some for yourself. I also picked up these really beautiful fall blooms from Michael's. I think that they're gorgeous. I love this darker kind of rustic color. And I think that the big kind of peony shape is just so very pretty. So I picked up 3 of these just to kind of act as those big blooms. And I think they look gorgeous. They do have really long stems. I thought maybe I would have used them in the entryway, but I love them here in this antique crock. I think they're perfect. And then finally, we're just going to fill the empty space with this faux eucalyptus from Walmart. This stuff is so affordable. I want to say it's less than $4, and it's just really great filler. It's bushy, it's movable, and it just really fills the space. So I am living for this beautiful arrangement, and I've got my 1806 candle there in the scent Perfect Morning, and I love how this turned out. On the other side of the sofa table, I have this miniature dough bowl here from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just placing this cute little pumpkin inside for some color. Moving down to the bottom of the sofa table, I've got this great basket here that I'm just going to add this sweet pillow from Walmart last year, along with this fabric pumpkin from Target last year. And finally, I'm replacing the candle with this white pumpkin candle from Bath & Body Works, and the sofa table is done. Moving over to the shelf here in my family room, I had purchased this scarf from Amazon because I had intentions of having something darker and moodier right here. And so I hung it here, and I using the same basket, which is from Michael's, and it's got some faux eucalyptus inside, which is I think also from Michael's. And I'm also going to use this little orange pumpkin here to bring in some color. But the more that I was looking at this, the more I felt like the brown just didn't fit in the space properly. So I'm actually going to replace it with this blanket here that I picked up in the Target dollar spot last season, and I just feel like this gives a little bit of a lighter and brighter feel. Now we're going to work on the shelf here. I'm just going to start by removing everything from the shelf, and then while it's empty, I'm going to give it a quick dust because, to be honest, I hadn't done that in a long time and it desperately needed it. I'm also going to take down this family photo that I have here. I love that family photo. It's older. My kiddos are much younger. It's probably 3 or 4, I guess 4 or 5 years old now. But it's in front of the beautiful Red Rock Mountains in Las Vegas, where we moved here from, and I just love it. I'm placing these 2 signs that I have here that I picked up last year, but I'm going to be honest, full transparency, they're not going to stay here. I showed you a picture in my fall planning of what I really wanted for this space, this beautiful October sign. I still really want that sign, and I'm still looking for it. I'm going to just hold out until I find exactly what I want, and just none of what I thought I was going to do was working out. So I am going here into my basement, and I'm grabbing this eucalyptus garland. You guys have seen me use this a ton, and it's from Amazon. I love this garland, like love it. I use it for all seasons. I put it across my table for a runner. Like, it's just so pretty, and it's a gorgeous filler, and you can even layer it, and it looks really, really good. So I'm going to start by placing this up here on the shelf just to give us kind of some color. I've got that large pothos plant there on the edge. That's real and gorgeous. I have a lot of plants in my house. If you guys are new here, I am total plant lady. I love real plants. I love what they bring to my home. But I'm kind of feeling like maybe I have to move some of them down to my basement for the seasons, for the burr months, because I just feel like they're kind of competing with my home decor. So you're going to see throughout this video that there's a lot of that, a lot of greenery, and I feel like I kind of have to move it. So I think what I might do is put a table down in my basement close to the windows, but not too close so they get a chill, where they can still get light, but they are, out of the common area just for the next couple of months while we have seasonal decor. So stay tuned. I think I'm going to show a video where I kind of go through and empty out some of that greenery and see what it does. I think it'll make a big difference. But for now, I'm just kind of putting in a couple of pieces. I had so much fall decor, and I don't know, I just wasn't feeling like putting it all out yet. This is only going to be up for a few weeks until I take it down to decorate for Halloween, and then it'll come back up for the Thanksgiving holiday for, the month of November. So I didn't want to go cray, but we'll do more, I promise. But for now, I'm just kind of placing some things across the shelf here, and I do think it looks really cute, but that fall favorite sign, I love it. I think it's so sweet. It's just not working. It's just not working. So we're going to come back and change it, and it'll make sense later. It'll all look better, I promise. Just stay with me. Moving over to the sideboard under my TV, I am bringing in this warm brown vase that I picked up at Target from the Hearth and Hand line. I got it on clearance, and I just think it's really pretty. It's a nice warm neutral color for the fall season. And again, I'm just bringing in some greenery. This is a little bit more muted. I think it's really pretty, but I almost feel like I need some fall stems for in there. And I've always kind of shied away from fall stems because I feel like they compete with all the greenery. So as you're going to see, I'm putting this garland here, but it's competing with the beautiful giant pothos that is on the edge of the sideboard. So again, while I'm editing this, and since I've been living in it for about a week, I just feel like I need to go back through and edit, get rid of some of the greenery, and I think it'll make a lot more sense for the space. I'm also going to add this sweet pumpkin pillow from Hobby Lobby, again next to a large plant that I feel needs to move. So another one that I think we're going to have to edit the space. And now it's time to go back and rearrange the shelf. I was staring at it. I knew that it wasn't right. I knew it needed to be adjusted. So we're actually going to put that family photo back up, which honestly, you guys, I live for this photo. I've mentioned it in a recent video. I've gotten so many beautiful suggestions about printing it in black and white. And although I think that would be absolutely gorgeous, I can't do it. I love the mountains. My daughter has that gorgeous red hair that I just love to look at. I don't know. I just can't print it in black and white. I feel like it would just take some of the magic away. It's such a great picture. Funny story. My sister-in-law actually took that picture. It was like at the end of our little photo shoot that we were doing, and she snapped that picture. I didn't think it was going to come out great because it was so close, but honestly, it is my favorite family photo. So thanks, Kat, for that picture. It's my favorite. We're going to move into my entryway now. I've got this great little table here. I've talked about this before. It's from the Salvation Army. I scored it for $8. It's super wobbly. I don't even care. I love it. It's so charming, I think. And I'm starting off with this vase here that I picked up at Home Goods. It was this really bright orange color, but I painted it with a chalk paint, and I think it kind of gives, anthropology vibes, if you will. And my plan is to put that beautiful red eucalyptus here. So I'm just stuffing it with some towels just to kind of give the eucalyptus some height, because I wanted the eucalyptus to just kind of feel, like it was a little bit more spilly, coming out of the vase. So that gave it some height, definitely gave it a little bit more movement. These are dried eucalyptus that I picked up at Hobby Lobby this season, and I think they're really, really beautiful. I love the color, that deep red color. I just think they're great, and I'm really excited to be using them. This, again, is another space where I feel like we got to move the greenery. We do move that faux rosemary plant. However, that other gorgeous pothos plant right there that is stunning, and it's doing so great in this space with all this natural light, it's got to move. We are going to change the vase, but it definitely needs to move. So whoever's keeping track of all the plants that we need to move, put that one on the list too, because we're going to have to find another home for it for a little while. I picked up this little wire cloche from Michael's this year. I did end up painting it. It was a gray color. I spray painted it this pretty bronze color, and at first I thought I was going to put this candle in here. So that's what we're going to put in here first. I'm not loving it, so that's going to change. And this is okay, you guys. I left all this in here because I wanted you to see that sometimes you don't get it right. Sometimes you have an idea and it's just not working, and you just got to try something else. And to be honest with you, I'm still not living for this entryway table. I feel like I can do better. So we're going to do better. We're going to redo it, and we're going to figure out a better look. So I'm starting off by replacing these table books here, and I'm actually replacing them with cookbooks that are more neutral colored for the fall season. And then I'm also grabbing this black vase from Walmart. This was very viral a few months ago, if you guys remember, and I've had it living in my powder room, but I thought that it would be really pretty for the fall. But now I'm going to go ruin it with the green plant. So again, if I get something better in there, a better fall colored, fall colored flowers or something like that, it'll be better. But for now, we're just going to put the real pothos in there, and we'll make a switch here in the next video or two. Finally, I'm going to add this wooden pumpkin to the wire cloche. This is from Hobby Lobby, and I think it's pretty. I don't know that I love it. I think it might be a little light colored, but it is really pretty, and we're going to leave it there for now. Stay tuned. We'll see if it changes. I'm also going to replace this greenery here with some more of that red eucalyptus. This just hangs by my door. This is where we hang our keys. I think it's really pretty, and I just love this red color. I think it's perfect. I'm just breaking down this little piece right here to make it fit a little bit better, and I think it looks really pretty. Over on the other side by my front door, I'm just going to add in these picks here that I picked up, I think, at the Dollar Tree last year. And I'm also going to change out the wreath on the door. That magnolia wreath there is from Amazon, and I'm replacing it with this tiny little wreath from Hobby Lobby because the big wreath is on my pantry door. So we're going to have to get a new wreath for the front door as well. I'm finally going to finish everything off with this sweet white pumpkin garland. I love this stuff. I used it over in my coffee bar as well. There is nothing sweeter than garland. I love garland. So we're going to Add this to the sofa table for some sweet fall charm. And that, my friends, is going to bring us to the end of this fall decorating video. As I mentioned many times throughout this video, I am still looking to make some tweaks. Outside of my windows, it's still bright green. This week, all throughout New England, it was 1,000,000 degrees. So I feel like as the colors outside start to change, I'm going to want to make some more changes inside my home. Maybe move some of my green plants and bring in a little bit more of those fall colors. So stay tuned for those tweaking videos, and just know that it's okay. If you don't get it right the first time, try again. And if your vision that you saw in someone else's home isn't quite working in your home, try again, do it a little bit differently. And if it doesn't work at all, that's okay too. I'm realizing that I had some big plans, and I think I just need to make some changes in order for them to work out properly in my home. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you are new here, I would love to have you subscribe and come back for more. I try to post 3 new videos every single week, and hopefully I will get to see you again. Take care, my friends, and I'll see you very soon. Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany, and in today's video we're going to be decorating my front porch for fall. So if you're here for it, grab yourself a cozy snack and let's get started. As you can see, our front porch had gotten pretty cluttered over this summer with lots of shoes and boots and flowers and all kinds of stuff. It just needed to be cleaned off. So I'm starting off now by removing all of those terracotta pumpkins that I just recently made and just taking everything down, including that new bench. I am so excited to put this out on the front porch. Danny just recently put this together, and I love how it turns out. It's such a great color. If you are a fan of the potting bench like I have been since Danny made it last year, don't worry, it's not going anywhere. It's just going to go down to the side of my house where it'll be easy to access from my back deck. Just come off the front porch to give a little bit more room. And that's where we're going to put the bench. So I'm starting off now by cleaning off my deck, or my porch, I'm sorry. This Trex material here is great. It's a plastic material, so it just cleans off really, really well. I'm starting off by giving it a good quick blow off here with the blower. This is just going to get rid of any of the dust and the leaves before I take the power washer to it. I do this a couple times a year, typically whenever I am changing out the decor for the season. I just feel like this gives it a nice fresh look, especially in the spring when it's covered in pollen, and now when it's covered in just dust and dirt. So we have had such a wet season this year that it just seems like no matter what I do, I can't really keep this area clean. So I'm just going to take a second to clean it off and hose off my rocking chairs there. Those are plastic rocking chairs from Lubona, and they are beautiful. They're in the Adirondack style. I absolutely love those chairs. I think they look stunning and they hold up really, really well in the weather. So just giving them a quick little hose down because they were covered in dirt. And once I was done hosing everything off, I went back in with the blower there to just kind of push any of the water puddles off and to help it dry a little bit faster. So first things first, I'm going to move the new bench up here on the porch where the potting bench used to be. I picked this up on Amazon for $100. I loved the color and the very classic design. It's a nice sturdy bench. I wanted something that was going to look really warm and inviting and yet, wasn't metal and still gave a warm, comfortable vibe. So I'm also going to take a second now to dry off the rocking chairs. They just weren't drying very quickly and I was just trying to get everything done. So I'm just going to take a second to dry them off with a towel and they'll be ready to decorate. I'm going to go ahead and put down the rug again. This rug is from Home Goods. I picked this up back in the spring. I think I picked it up for maybe $25. It's a perfect little rug for this spot, and this is where Danny and I sit and have our coffee on the weekends or every day over the summer. But it's nice just to have the rug right there so you can go out there without any shoes on, and it's really cozy. I'm also going to go ahead and take a second to hang back up my welcome to our home sign. This is from Hobby Lobby and I just attach it to our siding here, which is vinyl. I attach it with a command strip and we'll see if it sticks. I only had one left, so I might have to get some more, but it had fallen off and so I wanted to just get it back up there with a new command strip. These are great because if I wanted to take it down, it's not going to do any damage to my vinyl siding. So once that's back up, we're going to go ahead and start working on some planters for the front porch. Now I had picked up these planters right here from Walmart last year, right after spring, I believe, and they had gone down into my basement, and to be honest, I kind of forgot about them. And this summer when we were working on the basement, I saw them and remembered that these were such a great find. They're plastic, they're really light, but I just like the color and how big they are. So we're going to make some fall planters. We're starting off with your quintessential fall plant, and that is a mum. I love mums. I've seen a lot of people doing fake mums this year, which is a great idea as well. Mums can be hard to keep alive, but I was really excited to find these beautiful mums. They're usually very affordable. I also found this small one here in a maroon color. The big ones were only $7.99, so they're typically very affordable, and they just add such a pretty color for the season. I like a very full planter, so I'm just going to put a lot of stuff in here so that it looks really full and beautiful. The next piece that I'm going to put in here is a ornamental cabbage, and I love these for the fall. Like love ornamental cabbage. They are probably my absolute favorite to use, and they just scream fall to me. So filling in the empty spots here with some potting soil, and I'm also going to add in another little bit of a trailer there. I found those at a local garden shop at the end of summer, and I picked them up knowing that I'd want to put them into my fall planters. I'm going to go ahead and do the other one exactly the same, except I'm going to kind of flip it a little bit so that they mirror each other. So when I put them up on the porch, they have the same vibe, except they're opposite of one another. Now that those are done, I'm going to go ahead and put down my rug here. This is from Amazon, and so is this top rug. I'll have them linked for you down below. I got these in the spring, and I just think they're really, really pretty and very neutral and classic. And then we're going to bring up those brand new planters that we just made. I love how these turned out. I love how full they are. I love how they have so many trailing pieces to them, and the colors just really warm up my porch. And next up, we're going to work on the bench. I have this blanket here that I believe I got in the Target dollar section last year, I believe. But I just really love this kind of warm, rusty color, and it's very, very soft. It's a kind of small blanket, but it'll work when we're sitting out here in the morning for coffee. So I'm going to put that down first, and then I'm going to layer some pillows. The first pillow that I'm going to layer is actually from Walmart, and I actually just picked it up today. It's from the Better Homes and Gardens line. I got 2 of them, and one side is this pretty brown color, and the other side is an ivory color. I think it's beautiful. And then I also have this pillow here from the Target dollar spot last year, and I love how that turned out. I'm then going to finish off this little section here with a rug. This rug is from Home Goods, and I think it just makes the space feel a little bit cozier when there's a rug and you can take your shoes off and get nice and comfortable. Moving over to the rocking chairs, I'm going to start again with a blanket. This is a blanket I picked up in the spring from Home Goods. And again, I was going for that neutral color. I've got another one of those plaid pillows from Walmart. And then I also have this little pumpkin pillow from Walmart. Both I think I have seen there recently. The plaid pillow is new, but the little pumpkin one I got last year. Finally, I'm going to finish off the space with a little bit of some fresh pumpkins. I've got a warty one here, some white pumpkins, and then just this very classic one. And I like that simple look. I also picked up these black lanterns from Walmart today. I had them delivered last minute because I wanted some more black pieces to just kind of give us some contrast here on the porch. So I ordered them this morning. They were delivered by middle of the afternoon, and both of them were less than $20, and I think that's such a steal. I also grabbed these flameless candles from Walmart and had them delivered, and I think they'll be perfect when it's time to light all the pumpkins and give it a very cozy vibe here on the porch. We are hosting my son and daughter's homecoming dance on Saturday. Everybody's coming here for dinner and pictures. So I'm looking forward to having this all lit up and a nice little setup for them. Very cozy for the fall homecoming dance. I'm also going to finish off this space with the rest of my terracotta pumpkins, as well as that cement pumpkin there. If you missed that DIY video, I would definitely check it out. These were such great, easy DIYs, and I love how they turned out. To finish off this video, we're going to work on my planters on either side of my garage. Now, my mom had helped me with these when she came out in July for the summer, and I have, taken care of them for the rest of the summer, and they looked pretty good. Some of the flowers that were in there had, long been gone. I had some purple ones in there that just didn't survive, but for the most part, they stayed pretty good. I think this is a geranium. I think it was technically a hanging plant that I found on clearance at Walmart, and I brought it back to life. All of those things were on clearance at Walmart that I brought back to life. So we're going to take the hot pink flowers out as well as the white flowers, and we're going to replace them with some fall finds. So again, I'm starting off with this hanging planter. Now, I usually pick these because they're very large, and I decided to leave my ferns my Boston ferns up on my front porch since they're still just doing really, really well. So I figure, when they start to go, I can get something else. But for now, while they're doing good, I'm going to leave them up there, and I'm going to use this big, beautiful mum here in this area, give it some height. And then I'm also going to pair it with this really pretty rusty orange colored mum. And then again, we're going to use some more ornamental cabbage and some other pieces just to kind of give some contrast with some red and some dark green. And then we're going to top it all off with a few hydrangeas cut from my limelight hydrangea that have all turned a beautiful green and maroon color. And they just finish off these barrels so nicely. The barrels themselves are from Walmart. These are great. They're $39.99, so they're not super expensive, but they're really nice and big, and you can fit a ton in there. I want to get a couple more, one for down by my mailbox and another for over on this really big rock that we have in our front yard. In the background, you might have seen Amazon coming and dropping off some things. This is the normal time they come, but it was just a gorgeous fall night. It was like 65 degrees, something like that, and absolutely beautiful. The wind was blowing. It was a gorgeous night. So love, love, love how these barrels turned out. I've gone out to look at them several times since I did this, and it just feels so good to have some fresh flowers in there and perfect colors for the season. just to make sure that it's all finished off, I'm going to go back in with the blower and make sure that there aren't any leaves or dust or soil on the walkway. And I'm going to kind of blow off whatever I can on the driveway just to make it look really clean and fresh. And that's going to bring us to the end of this front porch makeover. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I love how it turned out and feel like it just has such a great cozy vibe. I cannot wait to host homecoming here on Saturday. Stay tuned to see how that turns out. I'm going to deck the house out. So make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany, and in today's video we are doing part 2 of my Halloween decorate with me, and we are going to be decorating my coffee bar as well as my powder room and my entryways. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm starting off today's video by removing all of the decor that's already here in my coffee bar so that we can get a fresh start. I had decorated this area for fall, and I had laid out what I thought I was going to be using in this area for Halloween. And unfortunately, I didn't get to decorating for almost a week. It just was a crazy time, and I didn't get to it as quickly as I wanted to. So a lot of stuff just kind of lived here on this little coffee bar area. So I'm happy to be cleaning it up and getting it decorated. This little space is directly outside of my bedroom door and down at the bottom of the stairs that go up to my kiddos' bedrooms. And I love this little nook. We did lower the countertop here just a little bit, so it's a little bit more at desk height, which is nice because we are short people, so it's kind of nice to have this lower counter here. And we did some shiplap along the back as well as some open shelves, and I love to decorate this area. And I utilize this area every time we host. We usually turn it into a bar or have our non-alcoholic beverages over here as well, like punches, things like that. So love, love, love this area for both everyday use. We have our coffee pot over here as well as for entertaining. So I'm just taking a second to get it clean before we're going to get it redecorated. We're going to start on the right section here. This is where we keep our coffee pot, and I'm just plugging this in. This is the most important piece. So I plugged that in. When I get it cleaned up, it was kind of dirty and needed a new filter. And then I'm going to place down this little hexagon charcuterie board here. That's a nice little wood element to bring in some warmth. And then I've got that pitcher there from Hearth and Hand along with the eucalyptus stems I picked up on Amazon recently. And then I've got my collagen powder there in an Amazon jar and a mug that we use to fill the water, as well as this tiny little creamer pitcher from the Hearth and Hand line at Target and some stir spoons. And I'm also going to bring in this tiny little blanket ladder we use for towels. I got this at Hobby Lobby. I see it there all of the time. And I've just got that sweet little checkered towel that's from Amazon. And then we're also going to just kind of slide everything over a little bit so it fits a little bit nicer. It was feeling very, very tight on the little tray. But I like having something here to kind of contain everything. So keeping those different pitchers and jars on the little wood piece here just kind of keeps everything together, along with the spoon rest, and that section's done. Moving over to the other side of the coffee bar, I'm going to put our air fryer here. This is the air fryer from the beautiful line at Walmart. I'll link it for you down below. If you have not invested in an air fryer yet, I would highly recommend it. We literally cook everything in this thing. It is so convenient. But I moved it over here so that I could make room for the mixer that I recently painted and refinished. It looks gorgeous on the countertop, and I have to be honest with you, I have used it so much more now that it lives on my counter. So I moved my air fryer over here to this part of my coffee bar, and it's still close enough to the freezer in the kitchen that it's easy to access, but it gets it off the counter in my kitchen, which I really appreciate. So we're moving it over here, and I'm just kind of taking some time to clean it off and wipe it off since it had been moved. And then I'm going to place this broken cutting board, yes, I keep it even though it's broken, up against the wall here to just kind of protect it from the heat that comes off of there. And then I started by placing this copper bowl up top to bring in some color, but it really wasn't working. I also have this plug-in here from Bath and Body Works that I do like to keep plugged in right here for a number of reasons. It's a night light, but it also houses a wallflower, so it smells really nice. So I moved the copper bowl and figured we'd come back with something else. This little mug tree here is from Target, from the Hearth and Hand line, and I've got Walmart mugs on there as well as those sweet little pumpkin mugs from Target. And then I'm going to use a pothos plant here this is a real pothos plant that I had somewhere else in the house that I moved for the season. So I brought this in just to bring in a little bit of color, and it kind of gives it a little bit of a whimsical feel. If you're ever looking for something to soften up a space, bring in a plant. That's what I do, and I feel like it really does make a big difference. We're also going to work on our little banners up here, our bunting. I had those little white knitted pumpkin bunting from Hobby Lobby. I love that bunting. It'll go back up after Halloween when I put up the fall stuff again. And then those little faux oranges there, those are from decorsteals.com. And I love how this looks. It's a little whimsical and also a little bit classy. It's really pretty. Starting on the first shelf here, I'm using this cutting board here, or breadboard, that I picked up at a local antique shop. And then I brought in this little metal house that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. It doesn't end up staying there. You'll see here in just a moment, but I'm also bringing in two of my favorite Halloween mugs, and I also brought in that little white pitcher there that is from Hobby Lobby. And I'm also bringing in this super cute, tiny skeleton. I guess he's not that small, but these are from Amazon. I actually have 3 skeletons throughout my house from Amazon. This one's little. The kids have affectionately named her Carol, and she's just going to sit up here and hang out and say good morning every day when we're making coffee. And I'm putting the little creamer pitcher back, and this is when I realized we needed something to kind of soften it up a little bit. So I'm replacing that little metal house with this plant here, just like I said, to kind of soften things up a little bit and even it out on both sides. On the left-hand side, I'm starting off with this creamer pitcher that I picked up at a local antique shop, and then I'm moving in with that little metal house that you just saw. And then I've got this little faux book. This is from Michael's. I picked this up last year. And finally, I'm going to finish it off with this adorable ghost here. This is from the Target dollar section this year. On the windowsill, I'm using this little ghost decor from the Dollar Tree from a million years ago with some straws and the little Farm Fresh pumpkin sign. I'm also going to change out one of the mugs here on the mug tree. I love having a mug tree. It's a great way to display your favorite mugs. So I'm going to add in this little white ghost mug from last year. I believe it's from Michael's, and I thought it looked really sweet right there. And then we're going to top it off with a little pumpkin for some color. Moving into my powder room here, this is a little tiny half bath off my entryway, and I'm just adding in a couple of little touches for Halloween. When we get closer to a Halloween party, I will add in a ton more decor and spook it out a little bit, but for now, for everyday use, we're just adding a couple of little pieces here and there for the spooky season because my family loves this time of year and it's a fun way to bring in different parts of the season. Moving into my entryway, I've got this great entryway table here, and I'm just going to add in another skeleton. Like I mentioned, I got these on Amazon. I'll link them for you down below. They're so great, and I just think they're such a fun way to add in some decor for the season. This is Harold. We've got Harold, Gerald, and Carol, which my children, like I said, have named them all. So absolutely love how cute that looks. And I'm also going to bring in some of these faux bats. And again, when we get closer to a Halloween party, I'll add in a lot more decor. But that's going to be it for this little tiny video today, my friends. I hope that you enjoyed coming along with me to continue just adding in a little bit of spooky decor for the season. I'm trying not to do too much because I do want to go back to the fall decor before Christmas comes, and I want to be able to enjoy that a little bit longer. The season goes by so fast. I feel like we start earlier and earlier every year. So I just want to make sure that I have a chance to enjoy it. And speaking of enjoying it, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a big thumbs up. I would love to have you subscribe and come back for more. I've got some great videos coming up for you. And until the next one, my friends, I hope you guys take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.